Okay. I didn't type out my entire question, as you can see, but it was something about ebooks and is their quality as good as paper books or traditional books. And I condensed that question down into the topic of ebooks. We're going to talk about what are they, what are some good points about them, what are some bad points about them, what can you do to overcome the bad points, and then at the end you'll all get some free books. So next slide, please. What's an ebook? It's a digital file that sits on something that reads it, like an e-reader. This is one that I published, and it's a shot from my Kindle that I have here. And it has the same text, images, limited formatting of a regular book, but it is an electronic file. Like a Microsoft Word file or a PDF file, except it's a specific kind of file. Next slide. What's it like? So, back one. There we go. So, different companies' ebook readers read different types of files. So you'll see extensions like Mobi, that's our Kindle file. EPUB, which is what pretty much everybody else uses. Most ebooks and ebook readers can also read PDF files. So if you get a PDF file, you can put it onto an e-reader program and still read it. It cannot read something like a normal .doc or .docx. You have to turn it into an ebook file somehow. The text is movable or flowable. That means that it can change size. I know you're not going to be able to read my Kindle, but if you can just see from here sort of the size of the type there, if I want to change that, I can go in to my settings. If I have, as I do, middle-aged eyes, I can change that, and whoa, I could make huge type out of that. So if you want to make the font larger or smaller, you can do that, but that's why we have locations instead of page numbers, because there's no more page, if that makes sense, because how much goes on a page is determined by the reader and not the writer. You do get some advantages that you also get from other word processed files. You have a search function. If I want to find a word or a name, I can search it and it will take me to all instances of that. You can get live links. So an ebook could say, for a video, go to YouTube, and you can click on the link and it will take you directly to YouTube. So you can link to anywhere on the web that you want, and the person reading it can access those live links. And as I said, you, the reader, have a limited choice of fonts, probably 5 or 6, and font sizes. So that's all stuff you control. Next slide. I hear this all the time. When I talk about ebooks, someone says, but I don't have a Kindle, which also means, and I don't want to buy a Kindle. And I would say, you don't need one. You can read ebook files on an e-reader, obviously, also on a laptop, also on a tablet, also on a desktop computer, and also on a phone. I didn't even try reading on a phone for years because I thought I would hate it, until I was in the middle of a novel once and I was out walking somewhere. I stopped for a cup of coffee and I thought, oh, I really wish I had that book with me. And I tried it on my phone, and you know, I enjoyed reading on my phone. So when you get your e-files at the end of this presentation, I would suggest to you that you try it on different devices. Try one on a laptop, try one on a desktop. For me, because I work all day editing and writing, when I relax, I don't want to see it on a laptop screen. I've had enough. So I prefer it on an e-reader, which is not backlit. It's just like reading a regular book page. It's not hurting my eyes, or I don't mind it on my phone. But try it on as many devices as you have and see what it's like. Amazon and all of the other bookseller companies would like nothing more than for you to read ebooks. So the applications to read a Kindle file are available free. You can download them for an Android, you can download them for an iPhone, you can download them for a desktop. Same with iBooks from Apple and other e-reading device. The software to read ebooks is free, and it's available for whatever device you have. Next screen, please. So some good points. Certainly light and portable, as light as your e-reader or your phone, and you can carry thousands of books. If I'm going to be traveling to a country for a month, I'm not going to carry 30 paperback books with me. But I can carry 100 Kindle books, and it's going to weigh no more than this. My battery life on my Kindle, if I don't turn on the wireless, 3 weeks. I can take this for 2 weeks or a conference somewhere. I don't even have to take a charging cable. I like the movable text. I'm 52. Sometimes I don't like to squint at tiny print. I want those bigger letters. Or I'm wearing a different pair of glasses. I want them smaller. I want them faster. So the movable text for me is a huge advantage. I like that you can get images and color pictures easily. Some versions have audio. I like that you have those live links. But what I really like is the variety. Because ebooks can be any size, I mean, they can be 10 pages, they can be 150 pages, they can be 1,000 pages. People are publishing different lengths of books than what you get traditionally. I can publish a 10,000-word short story. I don't have to wait. It's like when iTunes came and musicians could make one song instead of a whole album. So you get far more choice. Because also small publishers and individuals can publish on their own without going through a publisher, you get lots more specialized books. An ELT publisher is not going to publish something only for Brazilian middle school students interested in technology. There's just not enough market for it. But an interested Brazilian teacher who's working with that audience could absolutely publish a book like that. So you get more kind of niche texts that are available than you ever got when we had to pay for paper books. Also, price, I think, is an enormous advantage. Things can be cheaper because they can be smaller, because people can publish on their own or through small publishers, and you don't have to be paying for a New York or a London office for a staff of 150. So when I make books, I try to price them as cheaply as I can, enough to pay for my cover art and make a small profit. I have a whole line of books that cost $1. There's no way a major ELT publisher can put out a lot of good advice for books that cost $1. They just can't produce them that quickly, but we can. Availability. If you have an internet access, you can buy a book. I can be in an airport and suddenly I'm seized with a desire to buy a new mystery. I can go online, buy my mystery, and it's instantly available. And then that storage. I don't even know how many thousands of books I can store on my Kindle, but it is thousands. If I drop my device in the bathtub and I ruin it, all of those books still exist in the cloud. I can re-download them to another device. Okay, next slide. The bad points. I do find the lack of page numbers frustrating sometimes, and I don't know if that's just my age. I'm so used to saying, look on page 56, that I find it a bit unnerving, but there is no page 56 anymore. Certainly the formatting is more limited. I mean, it's not paper. And I think as a teacher and a materials writer, I miss the ability to write. If you have a workbook or a writing workbook where you're used to telling students, write out the answers, well, you can't write on your screen. So that kind of workbook, fill-in-the-blank type of thing, I really do think works better on paper. You're not going to get that on an ebook. There are, of course, as we know, sometimes technology does let us down. People have problems with corrupted files. Some people are better at creating files than others. Uh-oh, I see my 1 minute mark, but that's okay. Is that what the smiley is? But those technical glitches are getting worked out all the time. You do need some kind of hardware. Yeah, I see the smiley. I see the smiley. You do need some kind of hardware, an ebook, a laptop, a tablet. Purchasing options, you need some way to give the company your money. In most cases, that's a credit card, although it can also be PayPal. But the biggest, I'm going to take 11 minutes, Rob. Is that okay? Please, please, please. I do want to talk about quality. Because anybody can publish, it also means that everybody can publish. And sometimes people are publishing books that are not very good. People upload, I mean, really, anybody can go on Amazon pretty much and upload something, even if it's never seen an editor or a proofreader, and some of the stuff you get is just not very good. Next slide, I'll tell you what to do about that. You need to be a savvy searcher, learn to look for exactly what you need. Every retailer of ebooks has a look inside that shows about 10 to 20% of the book. Before you purchase anything, whether it's $1 or $5 or whatever, look inside, read it, and think, is this good quality? Is it the content I want? Does it look like it's making good points? Has it been proofread? Are there spelling mistakes? It's now your responsibility. There isn't a global publisher doing quality control, so you do your own quality control. Next slide. Do not take books for free, please, unless the publisher is offering them for free. I know that because digital files are easy to share, I sometimes see my books up all over on various websites, download this free, and I see teachers like, oh, free, yes, that's so great. It's for educational purposes. It's fair use. Like, no, if I'm offering it for sale, you can't just help yourself. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. If people don't make money selling their materials, they will stop creating them. I don't have to make cheap ebooks. I do it if I can make a little bit of profit. So finally, let's get to, next slide, try one out. So I would say take these two books, put them on as many devices as you can, and these are legal because I'm offering them to you free, and look around. Look at some of these so the first one is a book for teaching English. It's got 50 tips to teach speaking in your classroom. You do need to go to that specific web address, and I know that this slide presentation is available on Rob's site after the talk is over. And so you go to that specific site, you will need the coupon code gives it to you 100% off. That coupon code is good until April 11th, that's my birthday, of this year. Fine to share it with other teachers. I don't mind. The point is to try it out. So you'll get that book. It's a short book. You can navigate backwards and forwards, try it on all your device. You can also search at whatever store you like. This is free everywhere in the world. The Devil's Concubine by Jill Braden. This one has images in it, actually maps drawn by my husband. So there's something for you to try, something with a bit larger text. The book is free from the publisher. The publisher is me. So this is a legal free book. It's on Amazon. It's on Google Play. It's on Kobo. It's on Barnes & Noble. Look anywhere you like and try it out. Move forwards and backwards. Put it on your tablet. Put it on your phone. And I hope you enjoy. And that's it. Sorry for going over time by a minute.